In this video, we're going to be going over Boa Hancock, the newest mono blue leader that's going to be coming out in OP-07. Yes. So, starting off with the leader ability, we can activate this ability on our turn, and whenever a character leaves play, whether it be our own or the opponent's, if we have 5 or less cards, we get to draw one. Now, with that in mind, it's time to go over the deck list. So real quick, we got 4 copies of the Edward Weevil, 2 copies of the 9-cost Mihawk, 4 copies of the 3-cost Doflamingo, 2 copies of the Soga King, 2 copies of the Kaido, 4 copies of the 2K Kara Crocodile, 4 copies of the Jinbei, 4 copies of the Sengoku, the 7 Warlord Searcher, 3 copies of the Trafalgar Law, 4 copies of the Boa Hancock, 4 copies of the Gecko Moria, 4 copies of the 2K counter Mihawk, and then we got some counter in case we are bricky as hell. So we got 2 copies of the Gum Gum Rain, 3 copies of the 3000 Worlds, 2 copies of the Gum Gum Red Rock, and concluding with the Gravity Blade Raging Tiger are 7 costs, 2 6 costs or less bomb deckers. If that's a word salad, there you go. So that wraps up our entire Boa Hancock deck list. So with the deck list out of the way, it's time for some games. We got 4 OP-7 games for you, as well as a bonus OP-8 that happened by chance, but since we can play OP-8, there is a quick little teaser on what we're going to do next. Alright, the Perona. So they have a whole bunch of card draw, but we have natural card draw. Though they do mess with our forecasts a good amount, so I think we should keep what we have here. Yeah. Okay, so we got Weevil in play. All we can do is slam 8 to them, so we'll do just that. And we'll drop the Mihawk, just so that we can keep our health in good order. So we'll just swing 6 here, and swing. Probably block and then throw a 1K counter. Or they'll just give us a 2. Maybe they need combo. So we'll play Jinbei into Weevil, and we get some more stuff. So now we have Hancock to play next turn. On 9, we get Mihawk to play. Alright, so that's to be expected. They're really good at that type of thing. We'll slam 5 into Perona. That's to be expected. And we'll slam 6 into Life. And then we will Boa the Ryuma. Can't pick anything, so we'll pass. So they got 2K counter. So yeah, basically our 4-drops are not going to have a nice time. But that's fine. I think we should just Mihawk one of the Ryumas, and then we should be good to go. But I want to take care of their board, so I want them to block. Perfect. Let's go for their Borsellino here. And will they counter? Okay, they won't. We'll bottom deck Ryuma, draw 1, and pass. The Gecko Moria plans are not in the cards, it seems. They can play Dofi here, which is pretty bad for us. And they have 2 swings on us. Okay, so they get the big, scary Zoro in play. That is pretty scary, but we do have an answer for it. I think we will take that one. So yeah, normally it would be scary, but we do have Red Rock to save ourselves. But before that, let's actually drop a... I think we want to do some card draw, and we want to scout out some heavy stuff. That's what we want to see. So, we'll bottom deck, draw. And then we can go for their Ryuma. Can't KO anything. And then we will go for Life for 6. And then we will go for 9. They might have a trigger, but they're not going to use it. But they have a whole bunch of card draws. So this isn't over just yet. But if they do drop another Zoro again, we can do Boa Hancock things to it. Okay, so Ice Age, now they're going to get rid of some stuff. Okay. Okay, so Sabo is in play. That's perfectly fine. We still are ahead on board. We'll have no problem countering out of this, so we'll use our 2K. And we'll just swing 5 here to get rid of a card. I don't think we're going to go for game just yet. Okay. Now we're going to just play a freeze game on the Sabo. Can't pick anyone, but we're just going to go swing for 8 here. Okay, so they block. And then we'll play Weevil to draw another card. But yeah, let's see what they got. We could bring back our Dofi with Moria next turn, too. But again, let's see what they have in their 4 cards left. And so all they had was a Moria. They couldn't attack with Sabo to create pressure. They could KO we could bring Yuyama, but they would need to either get a blocker or play this. But yeah, it was hard to get back ahead. But still, Perona is still scary as ever, and it could give us fits with all our 4-cost stuff. But we survived nonetheless. Alright, so we got Law here. Alright, so we'll keep this. And then we'll search with Sengoku. You can always get Moria to refresh stuff. And then we'll hit him with 5. Oh, rare counter. With Queen of all things. Okay, so I don't know if I like any of this. I guess we can make the Weevil work. But we really need Jinbei here. Oh, they're really going to bottom deck the Dofi? Interesting. Alright, we'll go 5 here. Then they'll take, we'll play Weevil, put another Sengoku up. We'll be at 7, so we can start bottom decking some stuff. We'll grab Rock. So maybe they'll play the, whatchamacallit, the Kid, or even a Queen. Yep, so that's to be expected. Okay, so our Weevil gets to stay on board. Counter out with 1. We'll take. Okay, so they're not going to swing here. That's interesting. So I think we're going to bottom deck the Raging Tiger on Sure and then Kid. I think that's what we're going to do. Take them out of the equation. We draw some more stuff. And we'll try to slow their board down. Then we'll go 6 here. And they counter out, surprisingly. All right, cool. They may have another 1 cost here. Do they have any more of those smaller bodies? Or those Dawn boosters? We'll drop a Moria here. Or we can just do Moria, get some more counter, and refresh our hand. So let's see what they do here. They're back to square 1 as far as I'm concerned, because they only have 5 Dawn this time. That tells me that they don't have another Gordon. Okay, so Killer Queen is here. I think it's safe to go. We'll use Red Rock here. And we got plenty of material to counter. So I think Mihawk is going to be the best option here. We can draw 1 and have a whole bunch of board. So we'll drop one, use a card to draw into a 2K. Beautiful. We'll swing 5 here. That is a seriously cool ass art. One of the best super rares you can see. So that's their third queen. We'll swing. Oh no, that's only their second. So they're down to 2 life. This still isn't far from over, though. So we can do some pretty cheeky things. So, okay, big kid. Gordon's gonna get rid of the Weevil. Okay, so they got the Bond Clay in play. And then we'll 0 with the Red Rock. I'm not too concerned about the Bond Clay here. I'm more concerned about the kid. So this is always going to happen. We'll draw. And then we can go a couple of things here. So we can get them pretty low. So I think we'll just slam. We'll get them to 0 this way. And then 9. And then another Weevil. And then we should be good to go. That should cut off their Captain Kid play. Okay, so now they're down. That's a mistake. Because now they can only go up to 6 now. See? We'll block with Croc. So yeah, I wanted to make sure that they didn't get their rush kid killer plays. So I don't know if it would have mattered either way. They didn't have a lot of counter in hand, just 2-1 kids. So yeah, next turn they would have been gone. Okay, we're going up against Bonney. Let's go Fist. Alright, so we get Goku. And we can get some Silver Warlords. And start getting our counters put together. We do actually want to see her for all the 1-cost stuff that's about. So they got Cavendish. Sadly, we don't have anything to counter with. So we'll just go here. And then put the rest on Hancock. And then we'll block with Croc. So Rouge is here. 6, and then swing. Okay, so they just counter out. Oh, and they rested our thing. So we'll play Gecko, get our card back, and pass. Counter again. Cavendish is going to get more done. Okay, so they're going to turn 1 again. Their Cavendish is up. Alright, so we'll probably just attack for face for 6. They'll play it, rest of Moria, which is fine. Okay, so they take. We'll play Boa here. Freeze the Cavendish. Bottom the Bonney. And then draw. So now they can get their Dawn refreshes. And then we should be due for a 9-drop Mihawk. Okay, so that's totally fine. So we'll take... we can use this to bottom deck the Arouge. Okay, so they have Blocker Man. So they don't have any... They can't use their ability anymore. So we'll just go for 5 here. Then we'll slap for 8 to the face, which they'll probably take, or in this case, block. Then we'll go to Mihawk, bottom Cavendish, and pass. Now they can't use their Cavendish except for the turn they played it, so we got rid of a threat. We'll 2K counter out of that, just so we can keep our hand low. Then we'll do the same thing. Okay, so big ass threat on board, but we are blue. We don't care. We play red rock, and bottom. Draw, beautiful. Let's get rid. Actually, let's swing the highest at it. So they'll rest a Hancock, which is fine. And then we'll swing 6 into the face, play a blocker, and then get the Hancock ready. Actually, we can go 4 and then 6. So even if they play Dofi here, we can still do a lot of damage. Okay, so now they got some Dawn to play with. We'll block with Soga King. Okay. I think we'll just go with Kaido here. And then bounce our Sengoku and then our Rosinante. So we'll go 9 to the noggin. So they'll take. Then we'll swing 5. And then we'll Kaido here. Taking this and Sengoku and then drawing. So we know one is a brick. Okay, so they got Yamato up. They'll have a 7 when they swing with Cav. We could block that with Sengoku, no problem. But now they have another 5 to work with. Okay, so they'll restand. And then we'll block. And we'll take that, no problem. So now we can just go to 12 to town. And then we will put the rest into Big Hancock. All right, beautiful. All right, now with the Perona action, let's go first. We'll keep this, I think. We have a good curvage here, assuming we can get something on 3. So if we can find Dofi, if we can find Jinbei, that's going to be really helpful. All right, Sengoku time. Sadly, none of those things. We are just going to have to go with Weevil here. But yeah, it's actually not the best idea, but something that can actually play counter too. So Otama, Momonosuke, the old Momonosuke. Is it the one that can just play 2? Yep. So they're going to draw a whole bunch of cards with that. We're going to have to deal with that. We'll just... This is probably going to die anyway. So we're just going to swing 5 2 times. And then 5 again. The Momonosuke has to go, so we may have to just swing at that outright. Interesting. We'll drop the Croc. And we'll take... The Perona is... I've never seen a Perona actually play a Perona, which is funny to me. We'll just swing 6 here. Counter with a 2K, I'm assuming? Oh, they take. We'll play Weevil. So we do get a counter, so we can lessen our hand. And we got some big cards coming up, so that's going to be nice. So they can rest this, place it into KO, and then Samurai. Oh, they already did the Samurai already. Okay, so they rest that, and they'll KO. We'll drop Mihawk. And so we'll be at 7, then 9, and so we'll drop this too. So, and the purpose of this is so that we can use leader ability. Alright, I'm just going to go 2 to the Momonosuke. That way they are out of options when it comes to dropping. Now, we could go for face or we can go for Perona. I don't think this attack really matters, but we'll try. Actually, I should have swung for... Oh, it's gone. Never mind. It looks like we didn't need it after all. No punish. We'll freeze Ryuma. Bottom the... what do you call her? I forgot. Otama. But yeah, we get card draw from that, so that's pretty good. So as long as it's not a complete 8 cost, we should be okay with this. Mihawk is on the table for sure. And then we have Kaido to play next turn as well. Okay, so it's Sabo time. They can only swing with a big swing from Perona. Unfortunately, that's not the swing that I would like to see, unfortunately. So they got rid of Hiyori and then one other. So we may have to take this one and eat it. Okay, so starting off, I think we can just safely bottom deck the Sabo. Get rid of it. Go for 5 to the noggin. They'll have to lose a card, though. We can pull one of the 2K counters out of the grave if necessary. So they take, we're going to swing 8. Okay, so is their hand just brick the city? So they're at 10, so Big Freeze can come. That's pretty much it. But let's see, they're going to have to deal with 2 tall units eventually, so let's see how they handle this. They can have all the cards in their hand, but if they don't have a board, then they're in trouble. Okay, Ice Age, so we're going to say farewell to Boa. So Soldier, Double Soldier, they're getting rid of a lot of cards. But if they don't have a blocker, they are in a lot of peril. So 1, 3. They can rest the Mihawk now. 7 from Perona herself. Are they going to do a Lucci turn? Oh, wow, that's genius. Can they survive 15 shots to the face? Especially since they took all that time. We'll trash Kaido, I guess. But yeah, I think it's just 15 to the face. I don't think they have the counter to get out of this. And even if they do, they'll have to lose all their cards to get that through. So it's just going to be a simple 15 to the dome. To the Doug Dibadome. Do they have counter? They do not. And I like the fact that they were going full throw bark with it. I'm curious to see how this will go. We're playing OP-07 in an 08 match, but screw it. We're going to just mulligan because we don't have anything that we actually like. And we are going first, though we do have Dofi as an option, so it's fine to pass here. So they're going to be searching. And they already got their big cards in place, so we are going to have to be worried a little bit. So we're going to swing 5 here. They'll counter out of this, I'm thinking. They do, and they have Rebecca. That's interesting. So we're going to have Dofi here. We're going to fix our hand. Put the Jinbei up. Get the Gecko out. And I think we're fine as is. So we should be good for the next few turns. So on 5, we can play Jinbei. And the goal is to swarm them down like super heavy. Do we want to take life here? This is the question. I think that's nothing wrong with taking life here. But they are going to ramp up very quickly, which is going to spell a problem for us if we don't get things going. So, we'll draw here. We're going to... Actually, screw it. We're going to swing 5 here. Let's see if they counter. Okay, let's try 1 here. We're going to try to get rid of their cards. Will they take? They still can get life if they play 9 Mom. They take, so we'll deploy Jinbei, we'll deploy Weevil, and put a whole bunch of hardcore pressure on them. So they can play something big. So Jack might be the answer here. I still believe in hardcore pressure, so we're going to counter out both, actually. And Sabo exists. We can actually mess around here and put a whole bunch more pressure, because we do have Soda King in hand. And we have less than 5 cards, so we can make sure that everything goes in, although we can't swing with Dofi anymore. But we get to mess around. So we'll play the Soga King, and then we'll trash a Weevil, and we'll trash 3,000 Worlds, and then we'll draw. Okay, so Red Rock is pretty important, and then we got Liberty to swing with impunity. So that's taken care of. There are going to be at 10 Dawn, so if they do have the big-ass 10 cost Kaido, we may be in trouble. But let's see what happens here. They do. But that's all they can really do here. I think we could still put pressure. We got 9, though, so I think we can play around and swing at life. They'll have to take, I'm assuming. And then we'll play Boa, freeze, and pass. They're at 7. I am perfectly fine with this. Okay, so we do have a few answers here. So we can swing for 5 here. They'll counter. We'll swing with Hancock next. They'll take, and then we'll Gecko Moria. Get back Jinbei. And then we can play Red Rock, bottoming the Kaido. We'll 2k counter out of that. So 9 Mama's going to come in, tuck in our Hancock. Oh, we were about to make some big mistakes, so we're going to swing 5 both here. Actually, no. I don't think that's the answer. I think the answer is swinging 6 to the face. So they have a lot of Surus. That's their second one. Then we'll swing 6. And they got more 2k counters, so we're going to play Jinbei into Weevil. And then we're going to play another Moria, get back Weevil, and we should be good to go. So what will you do now? I'll have to take here. They may drop another 10 Kaido on us. Okay, it's Queen. I don't mind Queen whatsoever. And then they got another threat here. Okay, so I think we can do some really cheeky things, so we'll just keep swinging 6s to the face. We'll swing another 5 here. Man, they just got 2k counters like crazy. And we'll swing 6 again. Damn, 2k counters, crazy. I'm actually okay with this. We'll drop Boa, freeze, choose none, and pass. I think getting rid of 1 is fine. They have only 8 done to attack now. Counter out with that. Gecko Moria is going to probably bring out a Rebecca. They're going to have to get rid of something. Probably their other blocker. Or they can choose not to. They can just add a... They can't add a 3 to 7. So yeah, I have to be who's who. Ooh, that can't be. That they play nothing but 2k counters. That's crazy. Man, there's so many ways you can play this, but a little bit of a funny matchup here. All right, so after playing some games with it, I actually really like this more than I thought I would. I might even play this over Lucci. Funny enough, just drawing cards, bouncing things from hand. You don't need to worry about Sabo. Also, Black and Yellow Luffy still a threat, but Boa Hancock does not care unless it's a Luffy involved. So it's everything that Blue wants to be in a nutshell. So yeah, like, share, and subscribe if you want to see more of this. We'll be going into OP-8 for future videos. So yeah, I'll see you in the next One Piece video. Thank you very much for watching.